Chef's Kiss, masterpiece. It's the freaking dance alone is worth the admission.
Yes,
you know,
yes,
it is worth
yes.
watching all that just for that dance alone. While attending Nevermore Academy, Wednesday Addams attempts to master her emerging psychic ability, thwart a killing spree, and solve the mystery that embroiled her parents 25 years ago. That is the Google summary of Wednesday. All right. Now, if your first time joining us, if you don't know, now you know. We do our one sentence review of each thing that we do. So let's start it off. Kick it off for us, Lisa.
Okay, my one sentence review for Wednesday is Nevermore Academy. If you thought social status was only for the normies, you're in for a rude awakening.
Yes. Jason, go ahead.
My one sentence review for Wednesday is this show is only worth its hump D dancing.
You do the Humpty Hump. All right. And for me,
yeah, you got it.
I got it. Come on. I was black once too, Jason.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Despite what my parents say.
Oh.
Creepy and kooky, mysterious and spooky, but also just plain mean. So yeah, let's just jump right into it. What are your opinions? I mean, we're gonna talk once again about Tim Burton's Tim Burton's habit of making black people, or at least not including them. But when they do, it's not great. But let's just talk about the story for right now, guys. How do you enjoy this show, especially the story wise of this TV show or Netflix show? Do people have TVs anymore?
I mean, we watch it on a TV, so
I'm gonna go with no. No one has TVs anymore.
No one. Everyone's just watching it.
It's all radio now. It's back to radio.
It's all just cell phones, laptops, and tablets. That's all.
Yeah.
Lisa, you want to kick us off?
I mean, okay, so I love the show. I'm a Tim Burton fan. I grew up on Tim Burton. You know, that was like one of the things that, even though I wasn't allowed to watch radar movies and, you know, like weird shit as a kid, like Tim Burton never counted as in that category. So, but yeah, I loved it from beginning to end. We watched it. It took us like 2 days to watch it maybe, but that's just because we're busy humans. But I could have watched it in a whole setting. I think Jenna Ortega was brilliant as Wednesday. And I had a few issues, which I'm going to sound like such an asshole, but
it's okay. No one's watching.
With Gomez. And it's not that I don't love Luis Guzman. I think he's amazing. It's just that Gomez, in my mind, has always been very like debonair, like very like smooth and kind of like he could literally seduce any person he like came up to. And Luis Guzman just didn't do that for me. But so I kind of would have rather him been Uncle Fester. I didn't like Uncle Fester in this.
Brad Armesian.
Yeah. Yeah. He was a little too I guess campy. I don't know. It was such a dark show, and Uncle Fester was just almost too kooky for the tone of the show. It just didn't match the tone, I felt like. But yeah. Oh, and the monster. The monster was very goofy looking. I feel like if it was an anime, the monster would have fit in perfectly, but in real life, I don't understand why that's the monster.
Well, it's a Tim Burton style with the big eyes and the gaunt cheeks and the Tim Burton-ness.
That's
That's
okay.
what people love about Tim Burton.
But it wasn't just the big eyes.
Wacky.
It was just like I don't know. It was a whole lot. It was a lot. But I loved it. I absolutely loved it. So yeah.
I'm gonna jump in here.
Go right ahead.
Because I know Jason has a differing opinion. By the time I finished this, I did end up enjoying the overall product of
Mhm.
the show. But damn, that was a hard journey to go through just to be like, okay. I mean, 100% of this is that the Jenna Ortega just acts her ass off. She just completely nails what they want us to believe is Wednesday, and
Yeah.
she is just amazing at it. She reignited my Wednesday fetish that has been laid dormant for the last 25 years. It's back again. Goth girls, call your brother. But yeah, one of my biggest complaints is the fact, and you're hitting on this a little bit, Lisa, is like the rest of the Addams Family just seem off
Yeah.
for me. Like, and especially since we're going to go to the review of the Addams Family, the movies from the 90s, it's just like they, in order to prop up Wednesday as this uber badass cool girl or not cool girl or what, I don't know what they're trying to do with her. They make everybody else just seem so dumb and unlike. I mean, even Wednesday's a little bit unlikable in the beginning of this. I mean, she's a lot better unlikable.
I think she's definitely unlikable the whole time. I don't think you're
And
supposed to like her.
she's a lot bit unlikable, which is like for as someone who's especially to watch the previous movies and has seen some of the previous show, the Addams Family, they're unlikable by normal standards. Like they're a little bit cruel, they're a little bit mean, but like people in their sphere like them because they're kind, loving family, and according to their kindness, right, to their moral code. And in this one, they just seem like Pugsley's a bitch, just straight up. Even though in the usually it's like they play off each other. Pugsley and Wednesday, they're both psychopaths, and they like the scene where you have Pugsley in the first episode where they have Pugsley, in the locker room, he's getting bullied. I feel like from all the stuff we've known about the Addams Family, Pugsley wouldn't really understand that kind of bullying. He would be like, leave me in the locker for another 10 minutes. I was having fun with my friends, right? And like he's sitting here being sad. Like that's not an emotion that normally, the Addams Family has. They're normally happy when bad things happen.
Right.
The characterization is a little bit off because, especially with the whole murder mystery thing, whether or not, Gomez murdered the guy back in the, the Addams Family would have been like, yeah, I killed that dude. That shit was fun.
I hope he burns in hell. And
I hope he burns in hell. Yeah. I hope I meet him in hell when I go there. Like, and like it just seemed like, especially when they flash back to when Gomez was fighting the dude and like he's getting arrested, like Morticia seems so worried, like, and then she does say like, oh my God, that's the first time he's ever been arrested for me. But it's incongruous to me. Like, she's worried about him for getting arrested, but she's also attracted from getting arrested. But like he's like running from this murder charge, even though like it wasn't really murder. And then the whole fight scene where it's like Gomez would have reveled in that. He would have enjoyed that so much. A guy trying to fight me for the hand of my woman. This is the greatest thing ever. And in the scene, he's like worried. He gets beat up, and it's I just I could not take the slander of the Addams Family and the whole mother-daughter, like I don't want to be like you, and it doesn't work for me because Patricia's like, I never asked you to, I never wanted you to, like, where is this coming from? Like it just flies in the face of what we know or what we've previously witnessed of the Addams Family, and for me that was not enjoyable. But on the other hand, as I said, Jenna Ortega, chef's kiss, masterpiece. It's the freaking dance alone is worth the admission.
Yes,
it is worth watching all that just for that dance alone. But by the end of it, you're like, yeah, I'd fucks with Wednesday. I mean, even though everybody's kind of already nice to her to begin with, and she's always like Bella Swan, like, oh, get away from me, you mouth breather. I don't like you, even though like, hey, want to be friends? No, I don't want to be your friend. I hate you, and I'm the cool one. You're not. I didn't like that aspect, but yeah, she is just so great in this. Gwendolyn Christie is needs to be in more shit.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah.
They watching this movie or this show, I realized I knew that they did her dirty in Star Wars, but like it's just so dirty that they did her in Star Wars. They just wasted this talent. And I want to climb her like a tree. That's also a thing. That's probably why I care so much.
I love tall women.
Yes. But a lot of the stuff, it for a lot of the show just seems like angsty teen drama for the sake of angsty teen drama, especially with the two boys, Tyler and Xavier. Wednesday never seemed to like anybody. Like, she never pulls off the hey, in fact, she is openly antagonistic to anybody who even remotely shows her act of a bit of kindness. So these two guys, I thought you liked me. Why would you think that? She's been nothing but mean, and just because she's been around you, I guess it's just the height of misogyny that you just be around a girl and be like, hey, she must like me because
and if she asks for your help for something, then she must want to bang you.
She must like you or something, even though she's been strictly transactional throughout everything. Hey, help me with this and I will pay you money, or other things, or I'm literally just stalking you because I think you're a giant monster. But either way, they think they think that they're like her. I do 100% have a problem with the black characters in this. I'm glad that Tim Burton finally got around to having black characters. That's great. Plus, but he can do a little bit better. But we can talk about that in a later segment. Jason, you want to go ahead and give your thoughts on the review of the show?
Why, yes. I hated this show. This show was terrible. Let's just run down the list really quickly. Let me start with all jokes aside. It's okay, but the tone's off at the beginning. And even I thought about it, I'm like, how could I have been better associated with the tone? And then I actually watched, the Retro Adams film, and I go, that opening scene. And I go, that opening scene sets the tone for the whole rest of the movie. The opening scene of this movie should have been them driving to Nevermore, and that whole conversation about, what would you think if somebody knew you attempted murder? And she goes, I'll be disappointed because people will know I failed. That should have been the opening scene, and then with the incident that happened should have been a flashback. So then they would have set the tone of what this show's going to be. The opening scene in this plays it straight. It's no joking. It's no looks like she's out to punish and kill these boys. And so I'm like, this is going to be an interesting take. It's going to be a hard-ass version of the Addams Family. None of the jokey shit, just straight. These guys are kind of maniacs, but, they just, don't go over the line, but it's close enough. And then, they go back to the jokey stuff and the deadpan humor, and I'm like, hold on, so this is supposed to be kind of tongue-in-cheek, but also really, really serious, but also morbid enough? So half the beginning episodes, I couldn't get the tone. And then when that goofball of a monster came up, I'm like, it's supposed to be a joke. And I'm like, oh no, but he's shredding this kid apart real ass dangerous stuff. And I'm like, so it is supposed to be serious. I'm balancing this whole thing the whole time, and then the dance scene happens, and I go, it doesn't really matter because this is awesome, and I can keep the rest of the stuff. Biggest problem I have with this is that everybody keeps talking about Wednesday, we're friends. How many times does this bitch got to tell you she don't want no friends?
I don't like y'all.
Almost on her head. I don't want no friends. I want to be by myself. And all these jokers is crying and complaining about why she not kicking it with him and being nice to him. What are you talking about? What are we doing? What high school is this? I know in high school with the joker that didn't want to be friends with nobody. What nobody need friends? It was cool. It was like, oh yeah, that's the loner dude. He all right. Just make sure you nice to him so they don't shoot up the school. I know that's probably insensitive for the time and era, but that's what we talked like when we were in high school with weird ass kids that just wanted to be by themselves. That's perfectly fine. But all this, we need to be friends. We need to be friends. And she's just like, nah. Oh, you just use me. You just use me. Yeah, that's what I do. I told you this. So that was literally kind of bothered me
up front with you from the beginning.
Right. People tell you who they are, believe it. So that kind of bothered me. Jenna Ortega's portrayal did grow on me. At first, I was kind of bothered because it just looks like she just deadpanned everybody. And that was the character at first. But then as the show goes on, she does get more layers. The whole conversation at the dance is probably the best characterization of Wednesday. When she's like, I wish I could actually care a little bit about what people think about me. And I thought that was really, really solid. I know, and we're going to jump into the rival and villainization thing. So I'm gonna throw a softball pitch out there once we get to that point. But I did think in the whole show, the issue, like I said, the tone was off for me. But also, I felt like the show did not know what to do with any other character besides Wednesday.
Mm-hmm.
It couldn't figure it out. The boys were no charisma, no nothings. How is this a love triangle? Yeah. How was this a love triangle? Like, she showed no interest in you, art dude. And the other dude, she literally, from the moment you met her, was trying to use you to get away. Your relationship was built on her trying to use you. And every time she would just be there chilling, you run up on her trying to talk shit to her, like, oh, hey, we should blah, blah, blah. And she's like, nah, I'm just trying to be here and be morbid, like the morbid person she is. Oh, no, sorry. It was one other character that they knew what to do with. Thing was probably the MVP of this whole thing.
Thing was amazing.
Thing's awesome.
Yes.
Amazing.
And the scene where he gets stabbed up, again, probably one of the better scenes of the whole thing. Yeah. Wednesday had to show some emotion. So it was just choppy for me, man. And I think that's what bothered me the most, is just that I couldn't get into the vibe of it. And it's a lot of good nuggets, but it just wasn't enough for me to be like, oh, I enjoy this. And the only other thing too was, the filling out who the villain is in there. I thought that was really cute, kind of passing the torch. And also I thought it was great. I was a wrestling fan. I got my Bret Hart shirt on. I was like, oh, I did a pop when homegirl was like, no, I'm just gonna get the gat and shoot y'all. I was like, yes. Why is this not a solution to all the problems? Just shoot them. And I thought that was great, even though it ended the way it did. I still was like, yes, who needs all this magic wand stab stuff? Just get the gat and go to town. Like, literally. Walk into the town and shoot all the weird art kids. And that's it. But neither here nor there. And I would say it wasn't for me, but for me. It's in the genre I like, and there's a lot of cool stuff in there. But as a totality, it didn't do much for me. But, Jenna Ortega dancing, again, like you said, it's worth the price of admission. So I'll roll with it. I'm not as upset about Jason about the black characters as he is, but I do think they started a trend of trying to villainize the black girl, because the whole opening scene with the fencing, she was just being hard on her team to make them better for the competition. But it made it almost like, no, she's being a bitch. She's being so mean. And Wednesday's going to put her in her place. So I was kind of glad that she did, like, get Wednesday and Wednesday to do other thing around. So, I mean, I get what
the only
Jason
time Wednesday fails.
Right. And I get what Jason is saying, because if they didn't give her an arc that made her feel more than one note, her arc would have been just I'm intimidated by Wednesday coming in and everybody liking her for no reason that we could ever possibly figure out from the show. No reason why anybody likes her.
She's hot.
Never mind. Man, right.
She's a conventionally attractive woman. That's why everybody likes her. Like, that's it. If Wednesday coming there looking like Quasimodo, no one would have fucked her with her, whatever.
And I know you all love Enid. Enid was annoying to me until the end. And I was like, oh, okay. All right.
The one thing I didn't get about this TV show, especially the fact that, like, she goes to Nevermore, which is supposed to be this place for outsiders and outcasts, and then just ends up just being regular high school again.
Yeah, because teenagers are all assholes, regardless of their regardless of their species. That's the point. That's
not the point anymore, though. Like, that's
teenagers are assholes. I live with two of them.
I live with one of them, and he's not an asshole.
I mean, they don't think.
I just wish
they're completely run by their id, and I mean, like,
I just wish that school that is supposed to be so, like, fundamentally, like, weird just had more weirdness to it. Like, oh yeah, we're vampires and werewolves, but we won't show you until the last scene that we have any special powers.
Well, they blew all their budget on the fucking monster.
That goof troop monster, bro.
They had to just keep showing him. Like,
we're supposed to be, this is our safe haven from everything else, but we're just gonna just make it like everywhere else and just treat you like, she's weird, even though she's like, I am weird. And you're like, yeah, we know, but we want to be friends. It's just all over the place for me.
The eyes is huge though. The eyes is huge as hell, bro.
I get it. I really understood Enid. I am very much an Enid. I am a please love me and let me do everything I can so you'll like me, and then just overthink.
Why are you not smiling?
Yeah, and just like overthink everything, you know, and I can get that. And I have a Wednesday in my life who, once they're your friend, you know that it's like literally your ride or die. So it's crushing when you give so much to someone and then you're like, oh shit, I just wasted all this on someone who's not going to give it back, you know? So I do think that I have a unique perspective because I was a teenage girl and I was a weird teenage girl. And I wasn't Wednesday Addams weird, but I sure as fuck was Enid werewolf girl weird. And, you know, didn't have a whole lot of friends. And so the ones that I did have, or I considered my friends, I held on to like a little too tightly and maybe smothered them a little bit. But
So, Lisa, when you were in high school, you hot for Gorgon. You were like, "Ooh, I want some of that stone head."
oh my god,
that was also a dumb. I don't know.
Well, like, why
I
did they
thought
do
that
that
scene was funny.
Because I thought the scene was funny, but I thought that he was dead, and I was like, oh, cool, like he's stone forever. But then you see him in the next scene, so then I was thinking that it was Brienne of Tarth, just like mimicking him again. So like I was just so confused, and then come to find out he just unfreezes later. I don't know. That one was a little.
Enid had said earlier that like it's only temporary that he freezes people or whatever, and she doesn't mind being stoned by him. And I don't. That was funny that he accidentally stoned himself. I thought that was pretty funny that, you know, that shit works on him too. But then the resulting conflict I felt was just like manufactured just to get the other black child in there to be there.
I think that they're gonna be. I don't know what they're setting up, but I was kind of rooting for Enid and him because they seemed like they had a lot in common.
Yeah, but then they kind of throw away his storyline after his dad dies, and it's just like, because there could have been a redemption arc there because like, you know, and maybe he would have been, you know, in my mind, you know, 2 for 4 in black characterization in this one, but it's like of the 4 black characters in this, 3 of them are 100% bad guys, almost. Well, let's say 75% bad guys, and one of them is only like 50%, you know, portrayed as a bad guy until you get her story and she and find out that, you know, she is just as insecure as everybody else, even though she is the queen of the school. Like,
well, shout out to him liking The Way of the Dragon, and if anybody doesn't know what that is, check it out. Bruce Lee movie. It's the one where Bruce Lee fights Chuck Norris. So when he said that, I did pop too. I did pop. I was like, oh, that's the shit. Even though he's black, he should have really said his movie was The Last Dragon.
Yeah, he should have said The Last Dragon.
I'm gonna give him.
And then Eden would have been better, and she was like, "Show enough."
Right. But I'm gonna give him some cake. It was written by a white man, so I understand why they couldn't make the black character like The Last Dragon, rather than, you know. Anyway. But still, Way of the Dragon, great movie. Go ahead.
Is that the one where he grabs Chuck Norris's chest hair and like?
Yeah. Such a good movie. Anyway, but I mean, like I said again, and again, for people who like it, I understand why you like it because there's so much in here that I wanted to like. I just kept getting pulled out on random stuff. I didn't mind Louis Guzman as much.
Louis Guzman.
I didn't mind his.
Okay, but
he's not gonna be Raul. I mean, he's not gonna be Raul, man. Come on, man. You're not gonna do that.
Do you think that the guy that they had to play the younger version of him matches the?
He let himself go because he married the hottest girl in school.
No, he lost 4 inches in his height. Like what?
He's a little dummy.
He wanted to see a head shrinker. He maybe found a leg shrinker.
I mean, they took the time to match the teeth, which I very much appreciated because Luis Guzman has very, you know, defined teeth. That's fine. That motherfucker was 4 inches tall. He's 6'5" as a freaking teenager, and then he's like 5'2" as an adult. Like, what the fuck? Like,
I will say this: the reason why I guess it bothered me as much because in all the incarnations, you know, Gomez is like, you know, he fawns over Morticia, and it's like, oh yeah, that's cool, you know, good, loving relationship or marriage. This one actually is like, oh, I see why he fawns over it, because this motherfucker know he hit the jackpot, and he got to make sure. For me, it felt more like, this is what a man who knew who outkicked his coverage would act with the woman that he outkicked his coverage with.
He married up.
Raul Julia's one, it's like,
time out.
Why did he get any woman he want? Look at him.
You can't use that kind of analogy on this show, man. Like 95% of our fans don't even know what coverage is. They're talking about insurance. Why are we talking about insurance right now? You don't kick insurance.
Yes, he dated way above his great number. So yes, but so for me, I was like, I can see why he's like, he is kind of creepy, but they're supposed to be kind of creepy. So I don't know, but I get why everybody did hate it, because most of us that did hate it, we grew up in the era of Raul, and he's the man, and he's suave. Like you said at the beginning, he's suave, he's sexy, he's sophisticated, with a little bit of creep in it, and it works. Yeah. The creep is actually kind of a turn on, because he's so like the machismo, and to go to this one where it's like, man, please. So I get it, and also they kind of made all the men in this movie are dumb as hell. Like if you notice that, like all the men are just idiots in here, from the sheriff to the love interest. What's up?
The B kid.
Even the B kid is because Wednesday's using him, and he's just like, I'm not gonna check out the house without myself. And then like, you don't even bring no beeping section when you go out. Like, I ain't gonna get started again. Yeah, all of the characters here are stupid, like just idiots.
The Hummer.
yes, the Hummer. Idiot.
I can't. I don't know what they were thinking with that. Oh my God, about died. We had to put it on subtitle because I cannot focus unless subtitles are on. It is so hard for me.
You gotta get that Ritalin, man. Get one of those.
So yeah, totally.
Crush that up a little bit.
So I watched like the first 3 episodes without subtitles, and finally I was like, can we please put on subtitles? I have no idea what they're saying.
Like I said, I just can't hear. So I have to watch everything with subtitles on and know what the fuck is going on. So
yeah.
I even though I watch all my animes, sub not dub, like I am so focused on reading the subtitles, I cannot watch anything else. Like, don't know what's going on. I'm just like, because I gotta read them out loud. I'm like, and she says.
So you the motherfucker that be taking like your 4-year-old kid to the movie theater and reading it out loud? I'm like, bruh, can you take your kid home? Like
that sign says movies. Is
actually, my wife started doing that in Wakanda Forever for my youngest, and I was like, I can't read. She need to go out. She need to leave. She can't read. We ain't doing this.
I know that my kid you can't take away my kid's black card because he's the kind of kid that's straight up in the movies just talking. Like, oh no, he didn't. Oh, I can't believe that happened. Oh my God. I'm like, you would fit right at home at the Magic Johnson Theater in East Point.
Man, I would try to fight your son. I would try to fight your son.
Yeah, I can't. Yeah.
I'm like, all right, it's fine. It's just shut up. I'm trying to watch this movie.
So, did you guys hear that? It just came out that Jenna Ortega was sick during the dance scene, and then she was dumb enough to announce it on social media or announce it during an interview or something that, but I probably had COVID, and then sure as shit, she did have COVID during that scene.
She told Tim Burton that she was feeling sick, and Tim Burton was like, "Cool, whatever. You still got to do this anyway." And she went out and
get your ass out there.
Yeah, like we got a deadline.
Yeah,
still like that. We fully made it in Hollywood. Get out there. But go sorry.
And then after she got done, the test results came back. It was like, oh, COVID. And then they shut down shooting for the rest of the day because now everybody has COVID.
She should have taken that story to the grave.
Facts.
I don't know.
She should have never released that because now she's getting so much.
Well, it's not her fault. She told her boss.
She could have gotten the test right then. And
she did take a test. That's what the thing.
No,
that's the thing.
Waiting on results, bullshit. I got a test right in my freaking cabinet that will be done 20 minutes. Don't tell me
he told the boss, and the boss told her to get her ass out there. It's not Jenna Ortega's fault. It's Tim Burton's fault. I'll go to grave for that. Jen, if you're listening, I got your back. Don't listen to these other.
Me and Jason both got your back.
No, just me.
Listen. She should have taken that story to the grave. And then later on, when her career was set in stone and she had a little bit of wiggle room to be able to make mistakes or whatever, that she could come out and then talk shit about Tim Burton, and then everyone could go down and hating Tim Burton
I mean,
for forcing a child to
I
do
feel
that.
like-
But
I mean,
because that's
people
not
hate
what's
Tim Burton
happening.
now.
yeah, I feel like
hate
people
Tim
talk
Burton
shit about
anyway.
Tim Burton and they fine still.
All right, ratings. You ready?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's go ahead. That's all right. So, for those of you joining us, if you don't know, now you know. We have a little rating system here. If we think something is good, we give it a head. If we think something is mid, like some week-old stale gummies, we give it a cannon. And if we think something is just a straight-up garbage, we give it a circus. All right, Lisa, for the overall story of this, what do you give it?
Head.
Head. All right, Jason.
Cannon.
Cannon. Cool.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna give this a cannon. There were some wonky parts in this. All right, let's go with performances. Lisa.
Head.
Jason.
If it's just Jenna, yes, head. But all the rest of them sucked except for Gwendolyn. So I'm gonna give it a cannon.
Oh, she was so good.
I'm gonna give it a cannon. Also, Christina Ricci is in this, and she can just be like, come in here and not give any of her lines any passion whatsoever, and I'll still be like, "You're the best actress ever." She'd be like,
I love
reading an
Christina
office.
She's so cute with her long glasses.
Yeah.
And I was like, Ricci should be in every movie.
She's 100% the bad guy. I knew it.
Yeah, that you have to. You're gonna have her on there.
You're not gonna have her in there, and it's really crazy. If you ever watch Yellow Jackets, this is Showtime. I think it's on Showtime.
Yeah,
she's in that too, and she is great. I think she has a new calling in being a crazy person and playing crazy people, because she can just either way. I will let her stab me to death. It's fine.
Okay. Cool.
And let's go in overall as a goth icon. How would we give this, Lisa?
Like the show as a goth icon?
Yeah, like the show overall.
I guess it's head. I don't know. I want to think about that. It's gonna be, let's revisit maybe in a week or so, but right now it's head.
All right, Jason.
goth icon, I'll give it a head for me.
And I too will also give it a head. I might be dressing in black again like I did in 11th and 12th grade, guys.
Yeah, I'm in my goth dress right now.
I might be back at it. I'm sorry, Mom. It's not a phase. It's just who I am. All right, let's give it our overall score. If 1 being trash and 5 being great. Lisa, 1 out of 5. What do you give it?
It's a 4.5 out of 5.
4.5 out of 5. Jason, 2.6 out of 1.
I'm gonna give it a 2.
Give it a 2. And I'm going to split the difference because I like to be, I'm going to give it a 4 because I ended up enjoying this at the end of this. It was a lot of good. I thought it was fun, even though Tim Burton is a racist, and I'll stand by it. All right. Well, that's all we have to talk about today. So I guess we reached to the point where the Elvis fans love, which is the end. Hooray. Mm-hmm. All right. Well, thank you everybody for joining us. Please, as I said, please like, share, subscribe, comment. The little algorithm, it's a monster. It's like a really hairy monster. And if you feed it all those comments, it like poops out and it gives us the money, and we want the money. I need the money. I'm broke.
I love poop. I love poop money. Poop money's my favorite.
Can we talk about the algorithm real quick? Just real quick, 2 seconds.
Yeah, of course. We always talk about the algorithm. Hey,
so I liked a video where it was like Andrew Tate versus Jake. Is it Jake Paul?
Jake Paul, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Because so it's like talking about it, like how the UFC fights come in, blah, blah. And it's just like and it's like basically like, I hope Jake Paul murders him, right? So I like the video.
I hope he gets
How about now? My algorithm is giving me nothing but Andrew Tate shit.
Oh my God, that sucks.
Yes.
See, we won't do that to you because you'll get other cool stuff that we like movies and shit. So, I
was like, well, that's how it happens. That's how they get them. I need to get a whole new account. My whole algorithm is screwed up now.
I really, really hope Jake Paul treats him like Drago treated Apollo, and we never have to worry about that man again. That'd be great. But also,
isn't Andrew Tate already dead?
No.
Shoot.
Oh, okay.
I wish.
What's Wishful thinking on my bad. Y'all know I don't know who nobody is, so
I'm sure there's a person named Andrew Tate who has died. So you're right. Also, everybody, do not forget to pick up our next book club book, which is The Fifth Season by N.K. Jessamine. I picked that book. It's a little bit longer, so get it now because it's kind of going to take us a little bit of while, especially me because I read slowly. I don't read like 5,000 words a minute like Lisa does. I got to read each word out loud, and I got to ask my mom, is that the right word? And she goes, yes, baby.
No, you had a black mama. Your mama was like, you better go get that dictionary and look it up.
Look it up. So remember to pick it up, everybody. Lisa, you have any parting words for us?
Yes. Again, holidays are hard. The weather's been rough. So check on your strong friends, check on your weak friends, just make sure that if you haven't heard from someone in a while, just shoot them a text, say, hey, it'd be rough out there when the sun goes down at 5:00. It's not fun.
I only heard just shoot him. I'm like, whoa, I thought we were supposed to check on him.
Well, shoot him a text. Yeah.
How you doing?
Oh, also, with the holidays too, don't forget to shop local. Your local vendors are probably going to have the same thing that Amazon has, and it's not going to be used. So it might cost it might cost like an extra $1 or $2, but just hit up your local vendors and support them because they're what helps keep the cost down, if you can believe it.
Capitalism. Jason, any final words?
Yeah. I mean, I second everything Lisa says. Seasonal depression is a real thing. Guys, take care of yourself. Be healthy. Do things that make you happy. You know what makes me happy? Doing this show. You know what makes me happy? Watching TVs and movies to do this show. So find things that make you happy, guys. Hopefully we're one of those things. And if you are struggling with something, also it's easy to say seek help, but you're more than welcome to put something in the comments or reach out to us. I think any one of us, minus probably Jason because he's a tyrant, we will love to talk to you and make sure that you feel better.
I am all about healthy mental health. All right, I will get you your resources and help out too,
except for the people in your country that you're a tyrant over. So those besides them.
I'm sorry if I want serfs. Does that make me a bad person?
But just thank you guys for listening and watching. We really do appreciate it. Hopefully we got some new things coming in for the new year for you as well, because I'll have a little bit more time. So again, just thank you all again.
Yeah.
All right. And as always, everybody be kind, be considerate, and tip your bartenders and servers at least 20%, if not more, especially like during the holidays. Do more, please, because that's how they make their money. And if you see Jared on the street, just go ahead and look him in the eye and spit in his face. Just
but you wanted them to say hi with their fist again.
Say with Jake Gyllenhaal.
Say with Jake Gyllenhaal.
Give back the scarf, Jake. Give it back.
Give it back, Jake.